Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Hey look, if you haven't been to my channel, this is what we do. Every single week we talk about timely and relevant covered call trades, cash secure put trades, trying to up your game. What I do, I show you my trades, we talk about them, so maybe you learn something. Maybe the learning sinks in a little bit more. Look, I was just like you 3 years ago when my mentor Jerry sat me down and he taught me this strategy. And I will tell you this, I was a losing swing trader, day trader, but until my mentor Jerry sat me down, he was patient with me, taught me the covered call strategy. That's when I started having success. And once I started having success, I wanted to pay it forward. See, I would do videos online. And by the way, I keep those videos posted because every single video I do has a little morsel of information that'll probably up your game. That's why I don't take off a lot of my early videos, because you might listen to it, you might learn something. That might be your investment, life-changing nugget of information. And that is what motivates me to keep coming back every week, because I hear your stories, you tell me you like the videos, and I'm telling you, that is all I need to keep this ball rolling. And hey, look, we have a lot happening. In fact, a lot of you may or may not know, I just recently bought a house in Bend, Oregon. And I'll tell you what, I have been going through the process of buying a house. And I will tell you this, years ago, I did the poor man's real estate covered call writing, where I did a 3-video series about how we small ball players that want to have the mindset of being wealthy. And we know that if you ask 9, 10, 12 people on the street, they will tell you real wealth is in real estate. But look, in today's real estate market, who has the extra money to be able to buy a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home and then try to rent it for positive cash flow? It is tough. And I will tell you this, the process to get there is even tougher. I'm going to be doing an updated version of that video series. The reason I'm going to do that, one, is for motivation and inspiration. I know a lot of you feel like me. We want to build our empire. We have that mindset, that millionaire's mindset. The only way we're really going to get there is using the covered call strategy, because it allows us small ball investors to do the same thing. I make that comparison where those real estate owners will own that property to make that guaranteed monthly income, but we as covered call writers and cash secure put sellers can do the same thing, but we use companies. And I'm telling you, it is an apples to apples comparison with a little twist, John's twist. And I'll tell you what, it'll jack you up because it motivates me. I want to be that mogul, right? In my mind, in my millionaire's mindset, I want to be successful. And look, that's why I always talk to you about having success. It's not about the money. I know the money excites us, right? It motivates us, but at the end of the day, man, if you can have success, right? That success breeds more success. I'm telling you, you have to believe me. You have to believe today is the greatest day of your life. Why? Because starting tomorrow, you can do this. It's not like trying to buy a house for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 and you can't get there, right? But with the cover call writing, all you need is 100 shares. 100 shares of optionable stock. We can pick up crumbs after crumbs after crumbs. And once we pick up 3, 4, 5 crumbs, we're talking real money. Hey, that's how I look at it. It's about getting your financial education so you get comfortable with it and then you do it. Because once you do it, you're immediately immersed in it. And I'll tell you what, you will want to have the success we're having. I'm telling you, you have to believe me. Now, with that said, I am absolutely jacked because I am putting together the slides for that poor man's real estate cover call writing. I love the idea because it motivates me to stay in the game. I'm going to show you in this video a person that has a story that you might remember. And for me, it motivates me in everything I do. And I'm going to explain that here. But let's go ahead and get to this. We are going to talk about my Alibaba trade, and we're going to talk about the art of the buyback and why I do that. I own Alibaba stock. I wrote a covered call, and over the course of the 30 days, some things have happened. And I've decided to buy that option back because I have bigger plans for my Alibaba stock. I have to have a plan. I want to execute the plan. And I'm going to show you that trade because it was a profitable trade, and I think you're going to like it. Picking up another crumb. Now look, before we get to that, if you haven't gone to Facebook, you need to go to Facebook. That's where we're having the off YouTube discussions. Look, I don't sell you nothing. What I do is I post up stuff there and I look for feedback. It's a like-minded community and I absolutely love your comments. Man, I'll post something up and the people that have followed my Facebook page will give me some great feedback. And quite frankly, I love the discussion. People hit me up in my inbox all the time with all their success stories and all their questions. But the only way you can be a part of the off YouTube discussions is if you go to Facebook and you follow the CTP dashboard page. I am jacked up, so I apologize if I am just over the top. Haven't been behind the mic in well over 2 weeks, so look, bear with me, man. Give me a little bit of runway. So look, I've been thinking about the stock market, and I've been thinking about how it is so easy to let 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks go without even looking at the stock market. I know I talk to people all the time that are interested one day and they're not interested the next. You know, it reminds me of a story of a boxer named Riddick Bowe. Many of you may know of Riddick Bowe, and quite frankly, if you Google him right now, he's not looking in good shape. But back in the heydays of the 90s, Riddick Bowe was an up-and-coming heavyweight fighter that actually won the championship. He had some great championship bouts with Evander Holyfield. In fact, that's him right there putting one on his chin. But the story I like about Riddick Bowe is this. Being an amateur, Riddick Bowe needed that next level manager, that championship manager. And I tried to find his name. If you know the name of Riddick Bowe's manager back in the 90s, I think he was the manager that managed Muhammad Ali. The story is this. Riddick Bowe wanted to become a champion. Well, when he showed up at that manager's facility, the training facility, he worked out with Riddick Bowe. And the manager actually thought Riddick was a little soft, right? So he really wanted to see what was up with Riddick. Did he have the heart? Did he have the dedication? And what ended up happening was the manager let Riddick know that on Friday, that coming Friday, he had an appointment he had to go to and he wouldn't be there. What he did was this. He actually left the training facility, but he kept an eye on Riddick to see if Riddick would stick to the plan. And sure enough, in the bushes, Riddick Bowe got on his jogging gear and hit the road. He stayed dedicated to the process, and that impressed that cat. And I'll tell you what, that story, I live with that story today because anything I do, like if I go to the gym and Jerry's not there, it's real easy for me. Throw my workout clothes to the side and just take it easy, right? No, I always use this story, this Riddick Bowe story as motivation. Look, character is what you do when no one's looking. That's what it's all about. And that's how I approach the stock market. I approach the stock market in that sense, in that I stay in the game, I'm always watching, and I'm always looking for that next opportunity for success. And it really is about that, right? I stay engaged. I want to have success because what follows that is more success, more learning, more opportunities for success, and opportunity. Man, a lot of times I talk to people and I say, hey, in life, what you really want is opportunity for success. Now, before we get to that trade, absolutely want to show you my numbers. I crossed $20,000 for the first 4 months of 2019. And I'm here to tell you, with a goal of $55,000, I'm on course to knocking down 60 grand. But more importantly, look at that percentage cash on cash gain. I will tell you this. Last year, when I made 25% cash on cash, the market was down 12%. I had all the naysayers emailing me saying, yeah, well, that was a fluke. And yeah, I don't even know if those numbers are right, but whatever. And the year before that, when I made 18% cash on cash and the stock market was up 21%, man, I had all the naysayers saying, yeah, you can't even beat the stock market. Well, I'm going to tell you this. What I see is a trend of success. My first year I had 16%, the next year 18%, last year 25%. This year I'm on pace for 30%. And I'm telling you, it's not hocus pocus. I buy my stocks, I write my covered calls, I might buy them back, I might not. I collect the dividends. Look, it is a strategy that is successful. And when I add up the numbers, because that's all this is a spreadsheet where I just keep the numbers rolling. It is a successful strategy that I am 100% all in. Now, I know a lot of you salty dog cover call writers saying, look, man, just get to the trade. Well, look, we're going to get there, but understand, part of what we do here is I love telling you my story, try to motivate you so we can have the success, and then I show you a trade so you could actually learn from seeing someone do it. One of the things I want to do is I want to do a covered call podcast. I travel a lot. A lot of you that's been with my channel know that I do these car session videos where I just want to talk about the covered call strategy, talk about my life in trading, how I treat it like a business, keep the numbers in front of me. I want to tell those stories. But see, I'm just a one-man gang. I'm literally sitting here, no script in front of me, and probably going to end up editing this video for the next 2 hours. I put in a lot of time on these videos. I want to give you more. I want to give all those that are on the road, maybe you're traveling, you want to just listen to the audio. You want to put it on, you want to just listen. So that's what I'm going to do. All of my Ask John segments are now going to be podcasts. And I'm going to post them right here on my website. And they are going to be unedited. I am going to try to just have them unedited. And we're going to post them up, and they're just going to provide you more and more content. Now, I did my very first podcast on Friday. Yes, I was in the car, and I did a car session podcast. We talked about how I got over the fear of losing money. And I tell you some great stories in there. Now, again, give me a little runway. It's my very first one, and it's unedited. I'm going to post it right there. You see it. I'm going to put that. When that's available today, I'm going to put up podcast right there. You can click it, and you can download. Now, let's go ahead and get to that Alibaba trade. Now, as you may know, I've owned Alibaba for well over a year, and my cost basis is pretty low. I mean, I think I bought this thing in the 170s, but I've written so many covered calls, sold so many cash secure puts, my cost basis is pretty low. So right now, I'm able to write a covered call with it trading at about 187 and make money. And I've done this multiple times recently where Alibaba will get going, where it'll get up to about 187. I'll write a covered call, it'll fall back, I'll buy it back, and then as Alibaba does it again, I look to do the same thing. And recently, that's what I've done again. I love it when I can pick up crumbs. Now, it's very important to understand. A lot of people think when we write a covered call, we just let it go for 30 days and whatever happens, happens. But you know me, I love having action. I love the action part of it. So I'll put on a covered call that's profitable, one that the gurus would be impressed with. But as that trade develops, right, as we get going through the 30 days of the contract, hey, look, if that stock starts to fall and my option falls with it, I might buy it back, pocket the difference. Look, we look to move on. And that's what I do many times. And recently, that's what I've done with Alibaba. Because I'm looking at Alibaba and I'm getting a little seller's remorse. You know, I'm looking at the 1-year chart. Alibaba looks like this, to be honest with you. It had that nasty sell-off in December, but it has rallied coming out. And with the China news simmering down a little bit, man, Wall Street's back into it. And sure enough, it's moved higher. Now, I've been able to write covered calls and buy them back because Alibaba trades in a 10-point window. It'll hit a near-term high, say 187, and then it'll pull back to 177. That gives me opportunity to take those options off the board and look to do it again. Let's go to the chart and I'll show you what I've recently done. Now again, you could see right there, Alibaba trades in this tight window, but it moves in a window of about 10 points. So for me, I found this nice playable range. And you could see on this recent chart, it has hit resistance right here. You could see it. Every time it goes to hit resistance right there, it peels back, and it's done that a couple times. So around 186, 187, for me, that's when I want to write that topside covered call. Because if it doesn't break resistance, Wall Street's going to sell it off. Now, they're not going to sell it off to 130. They're just going to sell it off, take some near-term profits, because they too play this window, right? They're buying it at 177, running it to 187, and then when it doesn't break resistance or close above resistance and stays there for about 3 days, hey, they're going to go ahead and sell it, take profits, and look for another entry. Now, that's what I've been doing. Every time it gets to this point, I like to write that covered call up here, probably get about $2, and as it falls back to 177, I'll be able to buy that option back for less than $1. We pocket the difference. I have 300 shares. So if I can get $2 and buy it back for 50 cents, that's $1.50 times 300. For me, if I'm going to do that 2 times a month, maybe 3 times a month, man, crumbs beget crumbs. Now we're talking real money. And that's what I recently did. My last covered call on Alibaba, the stock was trading at about 184. 184. And I wrote the 192.50 covered call. 30 days. And I got $2.25 for that. Well, I actually thought it was going to go to 192.50 and head higher. And I think in my last video, I told you that I have quite a bit of profit in Alibaba and I wouldn't mind having my shares taken away. They don't pay a dividend. And if it's going to trade in this range, I would love to pick up a great dividend paying stock and play that dividend capture strategy I love to play. In this case, I wrote that covered call thinking my shares would be taken away. Sure enough, it finds itself back down to 182, 183. That option I got paid $2.25 fell all the way down to $1. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, because I was actually thinking about letting this trade go to expiration, but I'm sitting there thinking, man, that's over $300 sitting there right for the taking. And if I think Alibaba's going to go higher, man, I might take this option off the board by buying it back and then waiting a couple days and writing the next covered call. And sure enough, that's what has happened. Alibaba has now rallied to 187, and if we get some good news next week, it may get above 190. I'll write that 195, 198 covered call, picking up another $2.50. And I'll tell you, the art of the buyback, and this is really the important part of this entire video. My buddy Larry writes covered calls, and when the stock falls and that option falls with it, I asked him one time, I said, Larry, that option you got paid $1.50 for is now trading for 6 cents. Why wouldn't you buy it back? There's no cost. It's 6 cents. And he goes, well, why would you buy it back? I said, I'll tell you why, Larry. I wrote a covered call on Chevron years ago. And this is how it played out. And I'm just going to throw some numbers out there to keep the numbers straight. Chevron was trading at 120. I wrote a 125 covered call and got paid $1 for it. Well, as the stock's moving through the 30 days of the covered call right, Chevron falls to 117. And that option I got paid $1 is now trading for 8 cents. Now, I could have let that go to expiration and keep my shares, keep the premium. But what happens next is the reason I do this. I buy the option back for 8 cents, I pocket the difference, and I'm holding the shares. Couple days go by, bam, Chevron has great news. It jumps to 126. So in the matter of a couple days, I go from having my shares taken away at 125, buying that option back, no obligation, to waking up, it's now trading at 126. I'm able to write the next covered call. And I did. I think I wrote a 128 or something and got $3 for it. It's opportunity. When that opportunity presents itself, take advantage of it. And anytime a stock falls, I love to take the obligation off the board, because for me, it gives me that opportunity to write the next covered call. If I sit there for the next 30 days, anything can happen. And man, you might miss an opportunity like that Chevron trade I just told you. And I'll tell you what, it is exciting when you write a covered call and within a week or two, you're able to buy it back when that option gets below 50% of the price. And that's usually what I do. Now look, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't ramble that much to scare you off. Look, what I love to do is motivate you, tell stories, so maybe it ups your game. I provide you free tools to help you with that game, keeping the numbers in front of you. Hey, look, I'm a cat just like you, trying to pick up a crumb here, crumb there, and all of a sudden, we can live the good life. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there, and it's free. If you like this video today, bang that like button, because it lets me know you like what I'm doing. And what we're doing is the Poor Man's Real Estate covered call video series. It's coming. I have so much to tell you from my recent experience with buying my house in Oregon. You are absolutely going to love it. And if you're interested in making that guaranteed monthly income, man, you're really going to like those videos. Hey, look, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.